Bloody Mary Podcast.
Welcome to the Bloody Married Podcast, where we talk about all things horror while drinking a Bloody Mary. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tami, and we are totally married. We got our Bloody Marys, and tonight we are talking about Scream 7 theories.
And with us, we have a totally rad special guest. He's a director, editor, writer, producer, jack-of-all-trades filmmaker. His favorite horror film of all time is Wes Craven's Cursed.
It always comes up. I didn't even see it printed. It's printed right there in
Bloody
front of me.
Married podcast regular, Shaun Springer.
Yay! Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to being back on the pod. I think it was 8 months ago.
To more Scream.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are here doing Scream 7 Theories Part 2.
That's true.
Yeah.
I forgot all about the first one.
It's been 8 months later.
It's going to be a trilogy of theories.
Yeah.
At some point.
It will be our own trilogy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
do you want to catch us up with like the beginning of all the Scream 7 news and where we are now?
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot since our last one, and we had our theories podcast pretty early compared to maybe previous ones, because I think previous ones we'd actually had a trailer, but there's just been so much news about it. Scream 7 started with the firing of Melissa Barrera, who played Sam, and she was basically, her and Jenna Ortega's character Tara were like taking over the franchise, but they're gone now. Melissa was fired. Jenna followed, saying she quit for scheduling reasons, and then the attached directors left. Another director was hired. He left. That was is Chris Landon?
Yeah.
Something Landon.
It was the freaky guy, Happy Death Day.
Yeah. And then Kevin Williamson was hired, and they were saying he was still using the same script that was originally written that Chris Landon was going to be filming. And then Neve Campbell was hired for the film, and she had previously not been in Scream 6. And I think that was everything we had up until the last episode.
Yeah, and well, now they've announced like a whole slew of casts and they're shooting.
Yeah, they've been shooting. They're probably close to done now.
Yeah, and we have an official release date, which is February 28th or 27th? 27th of next year. So
It's
about
almost
a year from
one
now.
year, just less than a year.
And the casting is nuts.
Yeah.
I just want to say I mean,
It brings up so many questions about what this movie's going to be, just because of even things we thought about in the last Theories podcast.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox is confirmed.
Yep.
That was something that I think we had just been texting about, because we thought she had been confirmed, but then we noticed she hadn't. And then like weeks later, she was confirmed.
Yeah.
And then the weirdest was it seemed like they were just abandoning maybe the Scream 5 and Scream 6 cast, but then we find out that
we get the twins, Mason
twins.
and Mindy.
Yep, Mason and Mindy, and then they announced like new cast members like Isabel May is playing Sydney's daughter, McKenna Grace is in this, which is nutty.
And I don't know Isabel. I don't know anything she'd been in.
Neither.
Me
know
either.
McKenna Grace,
Anna Camp, which is pretty cool.
She's been in a lot of horror films over the years.
Celeste O'Connor, and then a bunch of Asa German.
He's in Gen V.
Gen V. Mark Consuelos, I know him from the only thing I've seen him in is Riverdale. And
All My Children.
Oh, wow. You're a super fan.
I've known his stuff for a while, yeah.
Oh, wow. He must be very handsome.
but then we got like kind of back to back within like a week. We got like 3 kind of major drops.
Yeah.
And what was the first one? That was like what?
For the longest time, we thought that McDreamy was back.
She was married to Mark.
Because in Scream 6, it's mentioned that she's at home with the kids and Mark, and everyone just assumed that was Patrick Dempsey's character. But then it was announced that Joel McHale was now playing a different Mark. Which is
She
okay.
has a thing for Marks.
Yeah, I mean, Mark could be a common name. And to be fair, we never really saw like a connection between her and Patrick Dempsey in 3. It wasn't like they were lovers.
That is true.
He was just intense to her. Like he just always gave her those intense stares. Of like I'm a cop and life in Los Angeles is hard.
But you have to admit
life is my favorite scary movie. I don't know why I'm traumatizing you more after everything you've gone through, but I'm just gonna stare at you from this corner of my office.
Yeah.
Don't open any drawers. There's guns and bulletproof vests in them.
And then she pulls her file, and it's all like serial killery.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Joel
Joel
McHale
McHale.
is going to be her husband, which, I mean, come on. You say Mark, everyone
Yeah.
makes the connections. You assume it's Patrick Dempsey, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It
And
sh-
then just like 2 days ago, Patrick Dempsey made a statement where he just said the timing just wasn't right, which probably just meant they just couldn't make an agreement to.
Well, then he
whatever.
said something about the fires.
Yeah, he said the LA fires, but I think those started afterwards.
Those
so it
started
must-
after. That's all right.
Yeah.
Like the fires started.
I mean, maybe he started the fires so he didn't have to be in Scream 7.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
He's gonna have his hands full with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, then there was that out of the blue drop that Scott Foley is returning
Oh gosh, yeah.
Fucking Roman.
as
What?
Roman. And
Yep.
that is something like, what? He
Well,
is dead,
Yeah.
dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
Like the shot in the head, dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what followed right after
Something we've been waiting for.
Something
since
I've been waiting for so
forever.
long.
Yeah.
Who wants to? Then you say it.
McKenna
Matthew
Grace.
Lillard.
No.
Yes, McKenna Grace.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard.
Stu.
Stu.
Stu's
They
back.
announced that Roman and Stu are coming back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it can only mean. Well, I guess it can mean anything.
It could mean a handful of things.
because it makes you think flashbacks. Because
Yeah.
they've already established that. Well, not flashbacks, but I guess they're spirits.
Spirit.
or imaginations.
Right.
What am I trying to think of? Figments of their imagination.
like what
Sam had.
Sam
Yeah.
had with Billy. Like they're that.
She's a little screwed up in the head.
yeah.
Caesar dead.
Yeah.
But Sam's not here, so we have to establish some other character is like just randomly dreaming of these people.
Yeah.
Or it could be flashbacks, or it could be a Wes Craven's New Nightmare type thing where we're actually seeing the actors get killed by Ghostface.
Yeah. Or
No?
Or
it's AI.
yeah, which everybody's kind of talking about online, which sucks because now everybody knows if it happens in the movie, people are just gonna be like, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would make sense since they
Yeah.
always incorporate technology of the times, and AI is kind of a big thing right now. So
Just like having Luke Skywalker train Grogu, they're gonna have Ghostface training Grogu.
That's cool.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. And then one last cast member that was announced, the very last
Still
one,
more. There's so many.
Ethan Embry.
love Ethan.
Which he's
I'm a
really
huge
cool.
Ethan
I
Embry
like him,
fan.
and I'm just really curious as what character he's going to play. I have a few.
I think he plays the killer, Jesse.
I think he's up on the list. This is the first time with like Scream 5 and 6 I saw casting. I was like, it's probably this person, and
Yeah.
and I was pretty correct. To this one, I look at the cast and I'm like, I genuinely don't know.
The trailer's going to say a lot, though.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what they're going to look like. Because going back to, like, Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
Like, when you saw him in the trailer, I don't know, like, just the way he came off, it looked like he was an important enough character.
Yeah.
To maybe, consider him being the killer. But
Yeah.
But no, you're right. I don't know. Although I'm gonna say McKenna Grace. I bet she's the killer. That's my guess.
Is that your like legit guess?
No, I haven't. I'd have to see the trailer. It could be anybody.
Before we get into theories, let's like each of us pick like our guess for who the killer is based on this cast.
Stu, I say Stu is the killer.
You think Stu's the killer?
I think Stu's
All
the
right.
killer.
I think Asa is one of the killers.
Asa? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll go with McKenna Grace too. Hold on, I shouldn't just say Stu.
You
'cause
gotta
that
pick.
won't
We
be
can
true.
pick two.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I'll say I don't remember the list. I'll say McKenna Grace and Joel McHale.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had McKenna Grace and Asa on my list.
Okay. I'll pick Anna Camp and Ethan Embry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to see what happens.
I know.
Well,
We're
how-
all going to be
So-
wrong.
so
I want
here's-
us all to be
after
wrong.
We'll have
Well-
our little trophies for
Will we
next
have
time.
to tally everything from all 3 episodes of our predictions, or will we just tally once we see the trailer? Because those will be real predictions. This is all basically just like daydreams now.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesse will probably win. Is your trophy still here?
It's right up there. Yeah. So last time we did our theories podcast for Scream 6, and then afterwards we did our review and we did an award ceremony based on, this was your idea. You know, tallied or
we tallied all our predictions.
Yep. And then who won?
Who was the most correct?
And James, our kid, made the trophies. So
I think you guys tied technically.
Did we?
I think so. You got
tied,
gold.
but you got the killer correct.
You got the killer correct, so you got
Okay.
the gold and I got silver.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
And Shaun got bronze.
Well, who has a fun theory? Let's just shoot one. What do you got?
Going the AI route, I think, gosh, and when I think about this, I don't want to guess exactly what the movie is.
Yeah.
But you could essentially be tormenting Sydney with AI, having the killers sending her messages. That looks like, I mean, that would make sense because it would play the most into like maybe the fears we have about AI and actually fears about something like real, like again.
Yeah, that's probably the more likely thing because you're always trying to do something like what is happening now, what's going on now, and AI is a big thing right now.
Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about. Oh my gosh, this is important.
What?
You guys have merch.
Oh shit, we do.
We do.
We got merch. Go to www.bloodymarypodcast.com. You can go check out our Amazon wish list. We have some
Big shit,
expensive
small
stuff,
shit.
small stuff. Help support the channel. And we
That's a
have
good live read.
We have a merch store. They don't really sell good merch, but you can buy some of that. We get a cut, and your shirt thing will like wash off after like 5 washes. But
Oh no, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
So go to the Amazon wish list. We'll get better merch
You don't
eventually.
have to wash the shirts. It's
You
better
don't.
for the environment.
You
to
could
only
just
wash
have it
like-
as just a display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I'm going to jump into just a wild theory.
Here we go.
All right.
Joel McHale is Stu Macher
Oh really? Okay.
with reconstructive plastic surgery.
Oh god, that'd be great.
Oh.
I'm
that'd be so
going
good, yeah.
bonkers.
He played the long game.
I'm going wacky. That would be too dark and twisted, but that's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that'd be great because he always had a thing for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I say go for it. Well, and now they'll have I don't know when they'll backtrack on this, but they're saying they're using the same script that originally was intended for Chris Landon to direct.
I call bullshit on that from the moment they said it. I don't think so. As soon as your main stars leave and your director leaves and you bring in this, I don't think that's true.
Right.
And maybe they're keeping beats. I imagine that maybe a big review. I don't know. You'd have to redo the whole thing. If Nev wasn't supposed to be the star and they were, that's a different movie.
Yeah. I
has
think
to
so
be.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think even on the last podcast we talked about, like maybe they have the same framework, but change enough stuff and add Sydney in, add Gail in.
Yeah. I think that's what you were saying. Like, it's the same set. It's the same set deck. We're in this house still. We're over here still. We're just, plugging and playing characters, I think is what you were saying, right?
I'll be really mad if they kill the twins.
Yeah.
They better not kill the twins.
Or they just make them lesser. I'd hate for them to just show up and they're basically like Randy's sister from Scream 3, where they just show up to like deliver a package or something like that.
One of my things is one of the opening kills could be Gail, and then the twins like go find Sydney and let her know like, look, they murdered Gail, like this is happening, the girls are in hiding, we're coming to find you because they need to be over, away.
Oh, I don't want that to happen. I don't want Gail or Nev to go.
No.
I think I said in like some other podcast, like kill Gail, but I like after rewatching these, it's hit so hard when they got rid of Dewey.
Yeah.
And then when I was watching 6, I really didn't want, I was like, oh, please don't kill her. Please don't kill her. I just don't want my heroes to die.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard because, again, if you don't kill anyone important, then there's no stakes, really. But if you do, then you might hate it. I hate that Dewey's dead, but I love that they killed him.
Yeah.
That's like the hardest thing.
Right.
It is.
But because now, like let's say 10 years from now, there's like at least 2 or 3 more Scream movies. If like they're still torturing Sid, and like you're gonna be even more sick of it. And then if they finally kill her, if they kill her in this one, it's like, well, why'd you wait like to do it now? Like, it's really a lose-lose whether you kill or keep them alive.
Right.
That's why I wish they would have just kept with the Sam and Tara story.
I know. Yeah, I was invested after 5 and 6. Like, I really wanted like their closing out movie, but maybe we'll get it eventually.
Maybe they'll circle back in 8. We'll get it.
Maybe that's something. Maybe they are connected to this film somehow. Maybe they come back at the very end or at the very beginning, or it ties to their story.
Well, one thing I think I had texted you about was, what if this story takes place at the same time of Scream 6?
Yeah.
And I think other people have mentioned that, similar to like some of the Saw movies took place as previous ones.
Right.
So it could still take place in New York, and you could have Sydney on this whole other story that ties into what's happening with Gale, and maybe that fleshes out Gale's character for Scream 6.
Yeah.
And then maybe Mindy and Chad, maybe their whole time they're actually like double agents, and they're doing something else. Like they're helping Sam over here, but they're doing something else for Sid.
Yeah, maybe they're off in the rehab hospital because he had some pretty serious wounds.
He got stabbed a lot.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm really sad that they've essentially abandoned Chad and Tara's story, because that's like my favorite romance.
Yeah.
It's the only romance we ever got.
It was super cute.
Gale
Yeah.
and Dewey, but
I know. Yeah, that is. Well, maybe they continue it in like, they'll say that he says they're together or something, so it's still alive in the world. But
yeah, I mean, it's not the same.
Yeah, that was like, out of all the casting, those two really did kind of throw me. Like, okay, why are they in this movie now? Okay, so we are crossing the streams a bit. Yeah.
Which I'm kind of glad they are, just because then we're not losing that core 4 story, that core 4 line. But also it is like, well, what the fuck are they going to do in this one? But it's still like keeping that side of the Scream kind of going and alive, I think, with having them there.
I don't want the core 4 to go away, and I don't want them to be the opening kill. I'm worried about that.
What if it started with Sam coming back and being killed in the beginning? Maybe that'd be a shocker. Could you imagine being in the theater and like all of a sudden the phone rings and Sam picks up?
I would be very sad.
That'd be sad.
That would be sad.
It'd be shocking. It'd be shocking.
It would be sad.
Yeah.
Like, who's killing her? Because she's got, she can hold her own.
Yeah. I know she's one of the baddest of the asses.
She is.
Yeah, probably the
Sydney's
baddest.
a badass, but
and her and her boyfriend were cool. I wanted to see more of that.
Right?
I really wanted to see more about that. One of my favorite thing about Scream 6 is just the relationships between all the characters.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the new cast so much that it really brings me down on Scream 7 as a whole.
Yeah.
They're really gonna have to win me over with a trailer.
I know. It's like, why would you? Like, it feels like announcing Matthew Lillard and Scott Foley is something you'd keep close to your chest. Like, that would be the fun reveal in the theater.
So it has to be something in the trailer to and if they're telling us that, what aren't they telling us?
Yeah,
it's got to be something that's kind of obvious, because they didn't tell us that Skeet was in it.
Yeah,
I had no idea Skeet was in it.
No,
for Scream 5.
Nobody did. That was like the coolest thing in the theater, to see that. Like, oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah. So I want that device, whatever it is. I want that feeling of, oh my god, this is so cool that they're doing something, because that was pretty fresh. Yeah. I predict that the opening is going to show us the killing of Maureen Prescott.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The flashback too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to predict that's how they use them. I think we're going to discover something that we don't know yet. I think we're going to see Roman and Billy and Stu killing Maureen. I think that's going to be our opening kill.
But, and we've never... The fans speculated that Roman was involved, but Roman says he was never involved in killing a Marine.
He just gave them the push to do it.
Well,
right?
he didn't even think they'd kill. He just wanted to let them know what happened. He didn't know that they'd actually go kill. So he was never trying to get Maureen killed.
I thought he was.
No, because he said, I never knew they'd go on to make a movie of their own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But you could rewrite it.
Yeah.
To see the three of them doing it.
I think what do you think if they retcon something? Like,
I would think that they'd retcon 3, because that's the one Kevin Williamson was not involved at all in.
Yeah.
And he's never gone out of his way to say he would change things, but if you notice, Scream 4 doesn't really reference anything about Scream 3.
None. Yeah.
I don't think at all. And that was essentially Williamson writing again for Scream.
Yeah.
But then Scream 4 was rewritten by the writer of Scream 4, or sorry, the writer of Scream 3, and he never referenced it.
Yeah. What do you think the setting is going to be with just looking at this cast? Any ideas? Is it just going to be houses in a high school?
I do know that there was something that I read about a setting for it, but I don't know if I should say. I
You should say.
I should say
100%
Yeah.
say it.
So
Submarine.
there's been two things. I typically stay away from spoilers, so spoiler alert. But I don't think it's a giant spoiler. But there's been shots of them filming, and it's so we've seen, like, people have seen shots of Ghostface being filmed in public. But there's also like a mental institution, like, as a set. So people have seen the sets where they have signs of something mental institution. So whether or not that's I don't know, maybe that's just, like, I don't know, something they walked by in the background and referenced, or maybe the whole thing's set there. I don't know.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Mental institution. Who would be in there from this cast?
Stu.
Yeah, right?
He would be. I mean,
Well, the one thing that this series has never had, they've never had a returning killer.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
They've never had someone, it's always been like the new cast in that movie.
So which killers could survive?
Or even, like, not even killers, but people from other films have never been killers in other films.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
whatever new cast you have in this movie, there's your killer. We've never had, like, anybody come back from a previous film and be a killer.
That's true. Yeah.
That we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that, though, actually.
I mean, that's one thing we haven't seen yet that would be new and fresh.
Yeah. Well, and I think once we see the first trailer, we'll kind of see, like, we'll probably see a little bit of the setting and the tone, and maybe a little bit of the direction of where the story is.
Yeah.
Because even the Scream 5, was it the Scream 5 trailer that said, oh, all the kills, and it was a misdirect or a lie, but they said, oh, all the kills are directed towards the people related to the killers.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then,
Something like
too,
that.
they used...
Even though that line wasn't in the final movie.
They used the shot of, like, Stab 8 where it was a chrome-faced ghost face with a flamethrower in our trailer to, like, really... We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was great.
They did some good, like, marketing with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Mental institution. I mean, they could go back, like, Stu could be alive and they would have to flash back and show how, right?
Yeah.
Because wouldn't everybody in this universe know that?
So yeah, it would be a big stretch.
Roman pulling him out
Yeah.
and then putting in another fake body, like, whose body is that?
So here's the thing. What would us as fans, if they literally did that, if it starts with, like, Stu's alive, and of course they have a scene where someone says, like, well, we knew he was in the mental institution and we thought he was locked away forever, because that's just what they'd say in some scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Would we accept that? Because we obviously obsess about these movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'd accept it. I kind of feel like, okay, let's go for it.
I'd be like, what's he got in store? He's
Yeah.
been plotting for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it would be a lot of fun. I would just want a little bit more explanation as to how. And it can just be a line or something, too. Be like, oh, yeah, they grabbed him and they were so rich that they covered it up. You know,
Right, yeah.
anything like that. And but I didn't know this or think about it until rewatching Scream 5 again, that Stu has a sister.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because he has his
nephew.
Yeah. Oh,
And so, like, that, to me, we get a lot of Billy Loomis connections. We get Billy Loomis connections in 2. We get it in the new, the Core 4.
Yeah,
But
and-
Stu, we get the house.
And they teased Stu so much in Scream 6
Right.
that I thought they were building towards,
So
like,
I
something,
really think that some of this has to do with his... Either, if it's not him, then it's his family. He's got a sister who could be like Anna Camp.
well, that's just what I was going to say. I was like, I bet that Anna Camp is Stu's sister.
Right. Or and then, like, she's got kids, they go to high school, but, like, Sid doesn't know, and the kids are in high school with her kid.
Yeah.
And then, like,
But
that's how it starts.
Sid know what Stu's sister looks like just in that world?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she was little.
Yeah.
If I remember, because her dolls were up. Like, she was a little girl.
I forgot about that.
So, like, she grew... Obviously, her brother is a killer.
Shot. Yeah.
They sell the house, they leave.
Yeah.
They're not staying there.
Yeah.
They could have even changed their last name. Like, something could have happened to where Sid does... And Sid fucking left. Like, she's like, I'm out. So... Yeah. She got married. Like, there's so many things that it could come back to.
And really, like, in the Scream world, she only really returns for Scream 4 and 5 to Woodsboro. So, maybe there's this idea that, like, those were really the only, like, 4 or 5 days since high school that she's ever actually been back there.
Right.
So, you wouldn't keep up with, like, the family of... the serial killer who tried to murder you.
Right. And if she's a little girl, she grows up. Like, who knows what she looks like? She gets married. That's not her last name. Yeah. And then,
has her brother get reconstructive surgery to look like Joe McHale.
Exactly. Playing the long game.
Oh, God.
So
then I would want to see that romantic comedy movie of like reconfigured Stu falling in love with Sydney.
Face off.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've always said, like, a fun idea would be, it starts with, like, Stu getting released, and then killings start happening, and everyone thinks it's him, but he's not. He's actually reformed.
Right.
And so he has his redemption arc.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
I mean, yeah.
It was all Billy's idea.
Then Stu and Nev kiss.
I don't think there's anything I'll really hate unless it's just like time travel or necromancy. And they're just bringing, maybe it's like, they bring out the Book of the Dead and...
I mean... But yeah, who knows? Well, there's some things I forget about the Scream movies. Watching them again, like in Scream 3, they toyed around with, like, some ghostly stuff, and it wasn't ghostly. Yeah, because it was
dreams,
just dreams and trauma.
One of the creepiest moments I think in the series is the mom at the window.
Yeah,
that's like
which made me remember in the theater. I'm like, oh, are they going to go kind of a supernatural kind of thing? I hope they don't steer too far away from that. I just like the people killing people.
Yeah, because as soap opera-y that the Scream like world gets, it's still very much like, this is like the real world. This is our world.
It's still rooted in some reality.
Yeah.
Well, if you think, who did you think the killers were going to be?
Asa and McKenna Grace.
What do you think their motives would be then, being that young, being teenagers?
In my theory thing, it's like they're related to Stu, and like that's kind of in their family. Yeah, because also Billy gets all this because in 6, like, who's the killer? Oh, Billy Loomis. Yeah. Everyone forgets
about Billy.
It's always about Billy. And then like, so I think that would be.
I think that's very possible. Yeah.
Maybe Stu was more of a mastermind than we think. Maybe that's a reveal.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, he was just a teenager then. If he's had a full adult life, what's he been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's got kids that we don't know about.
We're stretching here.
Well, Billy had a kid who we didn't know about either.
Yeah.
That's true. And maybe we'll finally see Sam's mom. Mm-hmm. I guess there was an actress who was cast in Scream 7 that people thought could be Sam's mom.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. I didn't come prepared. Sorry.
Cast in the new one?
Yeah, in the new one, yeah.
I don't see anyone that could be.
Yeah. Like it was something somebody was just talking about on like Reddit, so I don't know if it was. Maybe it's not.
It could. Mark Consuelos could be Tara's dad.
I don't think it's like a big announcement.
That's what, yeah. What's Mark Consuelos gonna be in this universe?
A hottie.
I don't know. Ethan Embry.
Tell us about him. I don't know anything about him. What else has he been in?
He's been in.
You just really perked up when we first talked about him.
Well,
so I could tell you were a fan.
All My Children when I was younger. Okay. All My Children.
He's like in his 50s?
Yeah, him and his now Kelly Ripa, who they met on All My Children. They do Mark and Kelly in the morning. Like he took over like when Regis
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I got that.
But the last thing I saw him in was fucking Riverdale, which is an insane show.
I think Ethan Embry might be the new Dewey, right? He might be the new
cop. I could see him as a cop.
Yeah.
Or Gail's new husband. He's a little younger, but he's still, they're still like within 10 years or so of age.
It's hard to say because he was like, I mean, Ethan Embry's got to be more like our age.
He's our age.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox, so he should be. I could.
Yeah, but her
well, I guess
last
she is
boyfriend was like a.
She is Cougar Town.
Yeah,
The whole Cougar Town
Her
thing.
last
did
boyfriend
Cougar
was
Town.
like 20.
Her last boyfriend, I was gonna say, I don't know. Like her last boyfriend was like hot ripped in his 20s.
Or Mark Consuelos is
Yeah.
like, well, if we go back to Woodsboro, obviously they need, because of Scream 4, they have to have and Scream 5, a new sheriff, a new deputy.
Oh yeah,
Because Dewey and Judy,
yeah,
they're gone.
they're
Yep.
gone. Yeah,
So who's the new sheriff in town?
that's true.
Could be Mark or Ethan, I think,
I'd
if
like
they go back to Woodsboro.
I'd like it to be in a new setting for sure.
Me
I
too.
don't think they have to go back to Woodsboro. I'd like to. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Sydney's doing. Like, what is she doing for a job? What is like? What is her
she
life
still an
like?
author? Because
Yeah.
in 4 she's an author. In 5 they didn't really say anything.
No, she just kind of shows up and
She was pushing a stroller, so
Yeah. So she obviously has a few kids.
Yeah.
And I know people have talked about a possible time jump, but I mean realistically, like let's assume that she didn't have any kids in 2011. The oldest her kids could be would be 15.
Yeah.
By the time this next one comes out.
Right.
So if that's is it McKenna Grace is her daughter?
No, Isabel
May, who's a little older. She's like 20, mid-20s.
Okay. So
Right?
So even if she's playing, she could be playing like 17 or
Yeah.
or whatever.
I think Nev Campbell works in the school system. I think she's a teacher or a counselor.
Counselor would make sense for
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because she did the whole suicide hotline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help.
When she
thing.
was hidden away, and then she
Yeah.
became an author.
But I
And-
definitely don't think they're going back to Woodsboro. I think they're going to her.
Yeah, wherever
Yeah,
she lives,
yeah.
wherever her town is. Did they even say where she lived? No.
No.
It kind of looked like California
Yeah.
where she was pushing the stroller, or Seattle. I thought for the longest time it was rumored that she was living in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I got excited. I thought maybe they'd shoot some Scream 7 up here.
That would have
in
been
the
cool.
Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest.
I would have
Done anything.
Yeah. Or just been an extra. Does anyone have an outlandish theory?
Time travel.
Time travel?
Time travel.
Yeah.
Time travel?
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I don't have an outlandish one.
You don't
yet.
have one? I think my outlandish one was Joel McHale as Stu.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. I hope that's what it is.
That would be awesome.
Could you imagine?
That
Right?
would be so awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
he could giggle work his old Stu
Yeah.
voice and say a line.
Yeah.
I always say like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Sydney's whole thing in Scream 5 is, I have kids now. I'm putting an end to this.
Right.
And so I think the threat's going to be against her family.
I think it's going to be the kids.
And then it becomes like, oh my God, like either her family dies or her family's trying to kill her, and it's just not fair to Sydney.
So nuts.
I don't think she deserves
No.
all this trauma.
No. Well, one of my other theories was the opening kill is her husband.
Okay, sure.
So we get Joel McHale for a little bit, and then that kicks off,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would
what's going on in the town.
that would
But also, like, that we were talking about that after watching all the, like, how much more can she, is this your whole life is just destined to be chasing after and people
Yeah.
trying to kill you
Yeah.
and kill everyone around you? Like,
Yeah.
But and also too, how can you not be prepared for it? Like you would assume that she would have proto. Like okay, this has
that's-
happened so many times.
But that's the other thing is Sydney is so tough by like 4 and 5. My favorite thing in Scream 4 is when the neighbor's getting killed and all she does is run down the stairs and into the house to like go fight Ghostface.
right.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing. So by now she's like a ghost-faced hunter.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that could be
Shit.
the thing now
Yeah.
too. Like she's just going around killing Ghostface.
Well, it was like in 5, she just rolls up with a couple pistols, like in there. Here we go
she's like,
again.
I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
So I mean, I want to see that version of it too. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe she is like, we just don't really know. But
Yeah,
it'd be great.
that's the thing. Yeah.
What if it is a new nightmare scenario where it's now the real world, and instead of watching Sydney Prescott, we're watching Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and there's a killer killing the people. Actors from Scream. What if that is the reveal? What if that's like what the first trailer shows you?
Well,
what
it would
does
be
that become?
it would be just Is it an homage to Wes Craven? Because that's obviously what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing a
Right.
new Nightmare.
Yeah.
So
There was a quote. There was an interesting quote that I saw on. I don't remember who said it. I think it was one of the writers said that this film is going to be like a love letter to all the Scream films. I'm sure they could probably say that about all of them.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the new Nightmare version of it.
Yeah.
Is it's now the ultra meta version.
Well, I mean, if we're we have to get back to a film set or something, right? I mean, even if Kevin Williamson didn't write 3, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know, they go to college.
Yeah.
6, they go to college. 3, they're, you know, on a stab set. And one of my theories is like Mindy is like what Dewey was in 3 and being like, okay, no, that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
This is here, you know, like being that consultant or
yeah,
whatever.
those two are maybe on a series because they haven't done a series yet, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could be a limited streaming series.
And plus, you know, Stab is all about the Sydney and that, and then we got 5 and 6, which is Tara and Sam, and so we got to make Stabs about that, right?
Well,
Yeah.
and so within the Scream world, did Scream 5, did those murderers become what was this movie Stab 9? I don't think they talked about them making a Stab 9. They talked about Gail's book.
Yeah,
I don't think they talked about a new movie.
Yeah.
They did. They just talked
maybe
about her
by
book.
now there's been a Stab 9 based on Scream 5.
Right.
And now maybe the killer is trying to tell the next story.
Yeah.
That's what it always seems to
lately.
be around, is making what it telling the next story.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Do you think there would go? Because last one we had 3 killers, right? And that was the most that we've had.
It's gonna be 12.
We've had 1 killer. Do you think we're gonna? What was it gonna be? We gonna have 1? We gonna do classic 2, or are we gonna do 3 or more?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on how complex it is.
it's the Mocker family,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
all of them. Stu,
all
his
of them?
sister, niece, nephew, the whole Mocker family are just going at it.
Oh
this
gosh.
this is my want. It's not a prediction. It's more of a want. I want an opening that doesn't involve a cell phone, because that's what's great about looking back. That's what's great about Scream 2. It doesn't involve a cell phone, and even Scream 4 and 5. And in 5 it was the worst, but they had to do the thing of like, oh, they're calling on my landline.
Right.
Nobody had a landline on Scream 4. Like, I didn't know anybody who had a landline. Even then it was a stretch. So like when they did it in Scream 5, it was like a total stretch.
Yeah.
So I think they need to like get rid of that. They like still have the cell phone. Like, you got to play with it. They've used texting to play with it a little bit, but they just need to find a different way to do the kills that doesn't just have to just play into like using the phone because that's what other people did.
Yeah.
Because then I think you can do more inventive kills too. I don't know what those are, but
What do you think if that is like, if you go to Maureen, there you could do that, or if you go like further back in time, like what if this started earlier than we thought? Like what if it opens with like a 1982 kill?
oh, that'd be awesome.
Like it opens with a 1970 kill with like the original ghost face.
Yeah, exactly. And that we don't know about.
Yeah, that could be fun. That'd be how you get away. Well, you'd still have cell phones in the 80s, like the big one.
Old grandpa Mocker.
Yeah.
Is there like
Walking by a payphone and it rings.
yeah, oh sure. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fun.
What if their house is a smart house and they tap in and then Ghostface just comes over the Alexa like,
Yeah.
what's your favorite scary
true,
movie?
yeah.
I'd be like, fucking, that's why we don't have Alexas in this house.
Yeah. What if the killer was just AI?
Yeah, that's true.
What?
Oh, someone could have written a program that does all the, maybe not necessarily the killing, but misleads people, because you could have their phone go off in one room and they go that way, and then like the home security system could go off,
or like
it could be Sandra Bullock in the net. she could be the killer.
Well, say in 3, Roman uses where he mirrors other people's voices, and like I feel like that either is going to come back with the AI where we get the faces.
Remember when they did the fax machine in Scream 3 and you were just like, they're doing something modern. Oh my god.
Fax machine.
Yeah, I don't want it, but I do think that AI is going to be how they bring these people back. I think it's just going to be, you're going to get a call or a video from Roman, right? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and it is cool, and I said it earlier that Kevin Williamson was staying away from all the Scream 3 stuff in Scream 4, but yeah, obviously he's embracing it.
Right.
So it's the first time he's really embracing it. So I just hope he really wants to do something new and fun, because the handicap they have going into this now is there's no Jenna Ortega and there's no Melissa Barrera, and that's what like, you know, the younger generations like wanted. Obviously, the last 2 Scream movies were the most successful because of that, because of the younger cast and bringing it to the next generation. So, what is he doing to kind of make it fresh?
Yeah, I mean,
aside from bringing McKenna Grace in,
there's a lot riding on this one, more than the last few. I think this is like a make or break one. I think. Yeah,
because it could bomb. Really, I mean, it could like firing Melissa. It definitely made me less enthused about the film overall.
Right.
Like, it's fun to talk about all these things, but until we see the trailer, I'm really apprehensive about what it's going to be, because if the trailer comes out and it's like, it starts with Sydney getting out of a cab saying like, I got brought back one last time. I'm going to be like, okay, whatever.
It's going to open up, and they're going to be in a cabin in a snowy mountain, and that's going to be the setting. And I'm going to be, you've already got me.
And Sid's like, we all got stuck in this cabin with Stu back from the dead and Roman. And then it's the montage of them chopping wood and like trying to like survive, and they all have beards and stuff.
That's bad.
It's just a survival film.
Because I mean, like, to end Sydney's story, if you end it, like, wouldn't she just have to die?
I don't think at this point they'll ever end it.
You can't, because
even if they kill her, they'll just Jamie Lee Curtis her later and bring her back for another one in Scream 10.
Yeah, well, because there has to be more ghost face killings in this world than the ones that happen in the movies we've seen. Yeah. Because it's so prevalent. Yeah. It happens often.
Right. Yeah. Well, on the stab movies,
and they're always different people, so it's never, and with people that don't have family connections, that just like win 5, like, oh, I like the movies, and that's why I'm killing you. Yeah. And like, I don't think you can't definitively kill a ghost face.
And this is the 30th anniversary of the original Scream.
Which that's got to play into it, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Ooh.
Which is weird if they do a time jump, because then they have to say like, oh, that was 33 years ago.
What if like at the very end, Nev wakes up in her bedroom in Scream, and Billy comes in the bedroom, and it was all just like a premonition?
Oh God, that'd be great. Yeah.
And then she's
like, no, I don't want to have sex with you. And then it's just, that's it.
Yeah. Just a breakup, and then Creed plays.
Yeah. Oh, God. Creed has to be in it. That's the thing. Is Creed, is Creed in the entire film? Is Scott Stapp, is he the killer?
That would be awesome.
Do they make reference to Creed in this one?
I really fucking hope not.
They better.
God damn it.
Well, like, it's going to be some throwaway line like, the Creed, who is that? They suck. They're like, no, they're coming back. They're still relevant. You know, it's going to be something.
Some fucking kids are like, oh, Creed was awesome. God fucking damn it. Yeah. No.
Well, anyways, you guys want to talk about anything else? Why, yes, we do. This is future Jesse and future Tami here with a bit of news. Like a day after we recorded the podcast, more Scream 7 news dropped. Another casting. It was David Arquette is coming back as Dewey, signed on and everything. So we just had to throw this in here. What do you think about David Arquette being cast as Dewey, coming back again with everyone else in Scream 7?
First of all, there's so many cast members. Second of all, it probably just reinforces the fact that it's probably AI. Or I would like to think that he comes back as an Obi-Wan Kenobi and like guides them through from the afterlife, you know, in the next Scream Killer. Or him and Stu are both alive and they've been faking it and playing the long game the whole time.
No, I just think it reinforces everything we talked about. I think he's either part of the flashbacks or part of AI. But who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe they're just going to do a retcon, and it's just the whole movie is like its own Halloween David Gordon Green thing. I don't know.
They better fucking not David Gordon Green shit, because you know how I feel about that.
Secret prequel. I don't know. So yeah, it's just crazy news. Shaun, or Ghostface, what do you have to say about that?
Hello, David Arquette. What's your favorite scary movie? Is it Scream 7, the most frightening film in the franchise? The one that's terrifying my dog right now. We'll be seeing you in theaters next year, David Arquette, returning as Dewey. Somehow, we'll see if it's all AI or just a dream.
Well, you heard him. Now back to the pod, so you can finish it up.
To be continued.
To be continued.
be
We will see the
continued.
trailer and then we'll get back to you. So, trailer, I would assume would be out in 6 months.
Yeah,
We're going to get around Halloween, I bet.
Yeah, probably the earliest you'd get something is like August.
Yeah.
And that's
And,
going to be
in the
like a
summer.
super teaser. Like,
Well, yeah, and I don't think they've done teasers like there's always the teaser where it's just like a shot of a knife and then the logo or something.
Right.
And like a phone ringing. But I don't know if they've done that with Scream. I think our first trailers for Scream 5 and 6 were pretty
They were
pretty
legitimate
substantial.
trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, our Bloody Marys are dead.
all right.
So sad.
And so are we.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Until next time.
Bye.